What's up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah! And it's time to enter the age of Apocalypse. And this time we're covering Weapon X, Issue 1, and Amazing X-Men, Issue 1. And we're gonna get it on like Donkey Kong. Let's go. Jean Grey and Weapon X have been sent on a mission riding on the Sentinel, crashing into this big wall that Apocalypse has to kind of wall off North America so he can continue his culling, experiments, and breeding pens, and the murder and the extinction of the human race. As the Sentinel comes whizzing by, guns blazing at it. But this Sentinel has a purpose, and on top of it, two alpha mutants are riding, Jean Grey and Weapon X. And what is their mission, you might ask? As the Sentinel crashes into the wall, doing whatever damage it can, and more importantly, taking the fire off the two mutants as they make their way to the base, looking for something, destroying other things. As Wolverine drives himself down to the deepest level, he comes upon a snake. This robotic creature was created by Mr. Sentinel, or Mr. Sinister himself. As Wolverine slashes and tears his way through it, Jean fires a side blast at it, but they don't have too much time to celebrate. The Sentinel's already starting to fall apart, and something is coming through the teleporter. Something mean and trained by Sinister. As the blast continues, they fire another blast at the Sentinel, but its automatic repair system should be taking care of itself. And it's Havoc, as he smacks one of the guards around, guaranteeing they will be recycled into new guards. Wolverine goes out to take out the computer system, while Jean is left to deal with Havoc. And Havoc says how his brothers missed her in the breeding and slave pens, and how he'd like to bring Wolverine's other hand as a gift to his brother. For Wolverine lost a hand, Cyclops lost an eye. As the war continues, Wolverine busts in, destroying whatever systems he can, ripping apart Apocalypse's men, as Havoc is about to bring the hammer down on Jean Grey. Logan appears out of nowhere, smashing into him, as Weapon X is getting ready to bring the final curtain call on Alex Summers. Jean pulls him away, in which I think this was a big mistake, as the Sentinel is repairing itself, taking all kinds of laser beam fire. It's getting ready to run, to leave, but Havoc pops out of nowhere, angry. And Wolverine said, "You should have let me kill him," which is true. The Sentinel fires off his hands. One hand grabs Havoc, and it ends up sending him to the teleporter, which is never a good thing when you mix metal and flesh in a teleporter, I'll tell you that. As this Sentinel begins to retreat, other Sentinels go the opposite direction. They come carrying barges, trying to get whatever humans they can to safety, blasting their way through the wall, and saving them from being killed by Apocalypse's soldiers. As Apocalypse and Scott Summers have their little powwow, Summers tells them that it was Sinister who ratted them out to the human resistance, and Apocalypse is aware of Sinister's treachery, that it would come sometime. There's reports on Havoc. Dark Beast says that he's fused in with the metal machine, and that he would have to make certain alterations to Havoc, as the four horsemen debate and discuss what to do next, as Cyclops vows his revenge on Logan. Meanwhile, Logan and Jean share a kiss. They were dropped off at the Human High Council in London, and it's time they popped in, made an appearance, and find out what they're gonna do. This human resistance is just as bloodthirsty as Apocalypse. They want to scorch the earth. They want to destroy every mutant, present company excluded, maybe. As Logan applauds them for finally growing a sack, Jean pulls them back, suspecting something. And then, out of nowhere, throom, something crashes in. A gift from Apocalypse. And it is a woman called Magma. She is there to destroy them all, to burn them to the ground, and incinerate whatever human resistance is left. But in the middle of her speech, her bloodlust, Wolverine stabs her in the back with his claws. And as she dies, his arm burns, but as the Mantimantian cools off, his healing factor will kick in. It wasn't like the beam that took his hand off that night. He rescued Jean from the slave pits. As the humans say that this is it, they have to take extreme measures to destroy Apocalypse. They have to scorch the earth and make sure this bloodthirsty tyrant never comes back again. And now we go to Amazing X-Men. Yes, this is Quicksilver's team with his wife Storm. And how will this team proceed in the shadow of Magneto, in the age of Apocalypse? And this is what North America is now, after Apocalypse had taken it over. And the people that were unlucky enough to stay instead of fleeing to Europe have become slaves, organic matter in the breeding pens, as they begin to shuffle back and forth their pathetic lives, begging for food, scraps, or oblivion. But hope, yes, hope, even in this place may be on the horizon, for they've heard rumors about sentinels coming to pick them up. As one woman talks with a family, gathers information, but she is a betrayer. She works for Apocalypse and the Purists, and they've come to eradicate, to do Apocalypse's will and destroy humanity. Meanwhile, Bishop, a man lost in time, lost in his thoughts and his own madness, trying to put two worlds together, one that was ripped away and the current one that he lives in. As the X-Men begin to attack a Sentinel, training, learning its weaknesses just in case the day the Sentinels turn against the mutants. For right now they are allies, but with the way the Human Council has been shifting back and forth, they may be as bloodthirsty as Apocalypse after all this. As Quicksilver goes for the shutdown, you realize this is a training session, that Dazzler was making this projection. He was too slow to reboot the system. He will need to be closer. He strives for perfection, as Bishop thinks he reminds him of another leader in the past. As the X-Men all gather together, wondering what they're going to do next, planning their next scheme, as their leader Magneto appears, and he lays out the whole plan. As Bishop holds on to his son like a treasure, and they're wondering why they let this madman hold on to Magneto's son, but yet Magneto trusts him for some reason. You find out the Sentinel is a hard light projection they're practicing, as Iceman is wondering the same thing I just asked, why Bishop? As Magneto explains that he sent different teams off, Rogue to stop the killings, Gambit to steal the jewel, Colossus and Kitty to find Elandra, and now they must go off on their mission. Magneto hands them some discs. These discs should make them safe from the Sentinels. Basically, a free pass as the team prepares itself, but Magneto has other plans. They have no ship. How are they going to get there? Banshee suggests that they fly, but it would weaken them. So he goes to the man called Exodus, the man that Magneto had rescued so many years ago, and reveals to him that he has teleportation powers, and that he never told him about his powers for fear that he might want to take over or become just as evil as Apocalypse. But desperate times call for desperate measures. They teleport to the camp. They begin to mingle with the other people. And Quicksilver sees a little boy and realizes that he would like a son, but not in this world, not in this timeline, not during this war. As the other mutants begin to talk, their all plan hinges on Storm, who's heading for the tower, using wind, water, and lightning, whatever the goddess can. And she stops for a moment and prays as the tower destroys itself in one colossal explosion due to the help of Storm and the Sentinels. For they're coming to rescue humanity. And Storm realizes the information that Magneto got was good. The spy is worth his salt. As the family begins to take their leave as the Sentinels appear, something grabs the little boy, pulls him into the darkness, or should I say into the abyss. As the Sentinels land, they're confused for a moment, for they see a scan of Logan and Jean Grey. Weapon X, what are they doing here? As the Sentinels are momentarily confused by this, it's a trick by Dazzler. As the Sentinels do not recognize them, their discs are not working, and they are forced to defend themselves. But they've been ready for this, they've been training for this. As Iceman tries to put up a wall between them, explaining that they're here to help, as they obliterate Iceman, they literally blow him to pieces. But Iceman can pull himself together. He has before. He survived worse, unfortunately. But they found out the scan was reversed, and Apocalypse's men have immunity from the Sentinels. So now the X-Men has to fight a battle on two fronts. Apocalypse's men and the Sentinels, and still rescue the humans. And will everyone succeed? Will they be able to bring this age to an end? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side, yeah.